a team with champions in the top 2 organizations of Madam. This team is such a team that they only suffered 1 defeat in 85 Madam matches. These names coming out of a small village of the patient do not dominate the modern day Madam. They even start their own organizations. Who are these names and why are they so good? Light now assumes that this team is running. Then the UFC also continues the legacy of the Islamic Treehouse Belita's new champion Osman Nurmagomedov and his brother have a 15-0 report card. Imam, the name that caused this video to be created, is Ottoman. The Nurmagomedov family. Deeply, this caused me to research. So how did these names get from a small village to the world? Here is our video starts with me looking for the answer to this question. And the answer to this question is Abdurrahman Iran, who turned his house into the patient's capital with his family. 2-story house into a gym. If your dream is to build a house, you need various materials. You have a master's plan and materials plan ready, but there are neither materials nor masters you can guide. Abdurrahman had a Pindi plan, but he had neither materials nor people he could train. First, he set up a gym by selling his animals. The materials were ready now. Then he made a small plan for both payday loans and children, because it was Abdurrahman who gathered his son around his brother's children and the children in the village. Those children who were under the influence of a small village and did not double what he said, working very hard, became the best in the world today. Abdurrahman is actually a war veteran. After studying judo and samba during his military service, he returned to his village and coached his brother for the first time in 2001 after the salary moved to the castle. At first his son, including he started raising children, separated no one and kept everyone together. Then he takes Abdurrahman discipline and his training styles, which raise his team to levels and are unstoppable, takes him from the sea to an area on the mountain at exactly 2,000 meters. And as the altitude increases, the atmospheric pressure and oxygen decrease, air temperature decreases, the oxygen increases, the blood increases hemoglobin, and the blood collects in the body, which increases both your physiological development and your performance. According to the slight, they do in these camps is just food, because there is little oxygen. Altitude is set up there. Atmospheric pressure and oxygen decelerate. Air temperature drops. The oxygen is low. Because there is little oxygen, blood increases hemoglobin, and blood collects in the body, which increases both your physiological development and your performance. Eating, sleeping, and training. No electricity, no water, and no food. They did their own cooking. They drank water in barrels. The result of Abdurrahman's work revealed a monster like Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib was such a monster that he lost only 2 rounds. His opponent made him look easy no matter who he was. Dasin Polar, leaving behind names like Justin's entrance, wins our memories as the most dominant fighter ever, not only in the 8th century, but mentally. He was a bigger monster Trezel, even MCGIR, one of the greatest masters of the people. Even MCGIR, in his mind, Abdurrahman Abi couldn't get in when he was 17. He made him participate in tournaments where there were much better and experienced people, and Light was constantly defeated. One day, he got bored and overwhelmed by being defeated. Khabib told his father, "Why are we doing this? I'm constantly renewing." Actually, what Abdurrahman wanted was to defeat a lighter and get back up after his defeats. Khabib is not someone who gives up after defeats. I said that he wants him to experience this, and a character can also be formed like this. He made the whole place turn into a stronger person later. Khabib, who made his first career match in 2008, signed with the UFC after 15 matches and won the match in 3 rounds by making his debut on USB in 2012, fought in different organizations in the same years, and he entered the doors of USB in 2015. Abdurrahman at Nurmagomedov's gym, which he founded by selling his first and best fruits. Thus Khabib, who agreed with a member, later had to leave. Instead of supporting him in front of the TV, Abdurrahman also supported that he was to in another country in 2019, when it was announced that Khabib would face his partner in Abu Dhabi. The visa problem disappeared, and he and his son went to Abu Dhabi. This match was the last match week. Actually, the plan was to move forward with his father, but because of visa problems, Abdurrahman had to stay in the the 2 best names he has trained since the ages of. So Abdurrahman Pil called the coronavirus that entered our lives in 2020. Abdurrah unfortunately lost his life, and his son Khabib took his place. The story that started in a small area is still going. Normally Umar 26, Usman 24, who was born in Kyzylyurt, Russia. The brothers were later with their parents. Then they went to the capital to the salary castle to their uncle. For Osman is called the second and more advanced version of lightweight. He is a bit of an expert now, and I hope I want to mention his matches. Contrary to his limits, Osman and Umar don't constantly resort to Dagestani wrestling because they have many weapons. They make very good great kicks standing up into names. They make their heads enjoyable to watch. Umar went to 3 UFC matches and finished his opponent in both. He put the belt around his waist in 5 of Osman's 16 matches, went to only 3 referee decisions, and in 8 of them he knocked out his opponents. While he gave them up, he said Omarazi had breakfast only in 1 of his 15 matches. He gave up 7 times while he said his decision. Umar, Barcelona on January 14th. It's not clear who Osman will defend his belt against yet, but now the team continues with lightweight. Osman has put the belt in his brain in Bellator. He won the belt on USB in Islam at the same weight. I don't think Osman will surpass the use for a while because they won. I'm sure Osman will be a member one day and a champion. Coming out of a tiny village, millimeters, there was only one man behind these names who became a champion in the best organizations. Abdurman Abdurrahmanov, it all started with Abdurrahim. He placed the first brick in this video. I tried to tell the Nurmagomedov family as much as I could. I hope you liked it. Take care of yourself so much from me for today.